Agricultural Community and Food Standard, or ACFS. In Thai, we call, sorry, let's come back. Mokocho. Okay. So just give you a background that we are the government agency under the Ministry of Agriculture and Cooperatives. We established in 2002, and now the top management is Mr. Pisan Pongsaphit, is the Secretary General of ACFS. We also work in the partnership with the government departments, local authority, national, regional, or international organization in order to ensure the food safety of our product. I mean the product of the Thailand. That is a key function. We have the first, we set up the standard that used in the agriculture production. We accredit the certification body where to provide the certification service or inspection service for the farmers or entrepreneurs. We also the contact points for the negotiation if we have some issue about the international trading. We also now is a competent authority for control the food standard in agriculture. We also promote the standard appliance for the farmers and the food entrepreneur. So this is organization chart. You can see that we have the some unit and some office that is mandatory according to the government agencies. Titima and also Mr. Tawan also work in the Office of Standard Accreditation (OSA) in the orange box on the chart. We act as an accreditation body. We provide accreditation service for the certification bodies and inspection bodies in the field of the agriculture and food. This is a current executive board. Mr. Pisan is now a Secretary General of the ACFS. So I just focus on the accreditation service as accreditation AB for the agriculture and food. This is the quality policy as we implement the ISO IEC 17011, that is standard for the action body. We have developed a quality policy and communicated to our staff and try to ensure that we implement the action, the measure or the plan that according to our policies. This is I'll give you an idea our work. We are the action body. We implement the 17011. We provide the action for service for the certification bodies and inspection bodies that in the scope of the agriculture and food. I will show the later in the next slide. This is an organization chart that focus on our unit, our office. My office is office of the standard accreditation. You can see the TA is a technical accreditation aid. Now the director of this group is Mrs. Titima, who joined this meeting. I act as the director of the TAD, Technical Accreditation Development Group. Okay. So this is we have some accreditation committee. This is a representative from our interested party that come to join and give. They have the key function. The key function is they try to safeguard our impartiality policy and also give the comment from the interested party. We try to get the input from not our customer, but our interested party in this field. Okay, this is the scope that we provide in Thailand. We provide based on the management system that is 17021-1 and also ISO TS 2003. That is a certification bodies for the food safety management system, and also the management system for the GPR stock. now going to be the GHP according to the revision of the code standard. Inspection body and also product certification in the field of the GAP, organic geographical indication, global gap, and also agricultural produce and products. This is a step that we provide the application service that going to be the certification process. Going to be application, we review the application, we prepare the assessment, we conduct the assessment, and also after we got the output from the assessment, we just propose the output to the accreditation review panel. That is going to be a competent technical to have responsible for review and make a recommendation to the Secretary General to determine and make the decision on the accreditation service. After we granted, we issue the certificate for them. The certificate gonna be valid for 3 years. This is our symbol. This is our performance right now that we have the numbers of the accredited certification that for the 17065. You may familiar with some private CB, right? SGS, Tooth Knot. The other gonna be the local CB in Thailand. This is scope for the GPR sub and also the FSMS. There's some you may familiar with the name that like the Bureau Veritas, Tooth Knot, Intertech, BSI, UAC. That is our accredited CB right now. This is just inspection bodies, just to show you the idea. We also, in the other role, we also after the certification bodies that certify some farmer that the farmer has a right to show the certification mark under this Agricultural Standard Act. But we classify as the mandatory standard. You can in the hectagon, the Q mark in the hectagon, and also the Q mark and so on the organic. We also have some code under the mark that is gonna be the I think gonna be the full series code that we can test back from that code. This is our achievement. We got the peer version from the JASAN, and then we got the peer version from the regional. In this at that time gonna be the Pacific Accreditation Corporation, and then we got the recognition under the Pacific Accreditation Corporation and also the International Accreditation Forum in 2010 in the scope of the product certification. And then in 2016, we got the recognition for the food safety management system. Yep, that should show you our achievement. It's gonna be the brief introduction of the ACFS. Yep.
Okay. Thank you. Very comprehensive. So just want to know, let's say if any 17065, if for product certification, agriculture products, if they have achieved that in, let's say, Singapore or Malaysia, you all do the recognition for the COC, the certificate of conformity? The recognition, or they still have to set up a separate one to get the accreditation over here?
Under the PAC, the MLA that in the theory, I would say in the theory, we accept because the Malaysia the certification body is already accredited under the 17065, but I think they're gonna be the standard Malaysia, right? Malaysia.
If let's say the setup is in Malaysia, like Singapore and Japan, they have a joint recognition. Let's say if it is accredited in Singapore, then the Japan one will accept. So let's say for Malaysia one, we like to know like agriculture in there, if it's a ACB there, Do you all recognize the COC?
For the as I recall, if there's some export to the Thailand, we at the control, they're gonna check the certificate that issued by who and accredited by who. We I think we accept that if the that certified and accredited by under the MLA.
Okay, under the MLA, right. So I start sharing on my side.
Yep, please.
Okay, ours will consist of two parts. So okay, thank you for having us today. Harvestnet actually since 2005 we are established. Our main focus actually we started off from IT solutions, then we move on to the product assessment and technical trainings. Okay, so basically we are more than 20 over years of expertise. Myself is actually ex Ericsson and Sony Mobile, and Weta is actually former NEC Japan and Ponda Japan. All right. So we are actually as a ACB with the under 17065, we have independent panels where we have from the telecommunications, the Unilever Group, people like from BMW, and also like consumer electronics, from the energy and electrical, as well as from recently because of the COVID or this, we have added the medical devices, okay, from like novelties. So in Malaysia, actually, for the projects over there, we are co-invested by the Securities Commission under the Ministry of Finance to do digital transformation and knowledge economy for the in the industries in Malaysia, especially the e-government side. Okay, and under e-government is a very big field. So our focus is mainly on the e-conformity, the trade compliances, and any of these like QC quality controls. Okay, basically back to the 17065 on product. What are the conformity assessment? All those are things we will provide all the solutions. Okay, so our main drive is actually to accelerate cross-border trade in terms of the compliance and the clearance to make it faster. Okay, so our e-solutions for compliance, basically for permit issuance agencies, which they come up with the approval permit for customs or your certificate of conformity or compliance. We actually help in terms of the, these are the various trade harmonization, your domestic autonomy requirements, your quality standards, as well as environmental policy. So these are the various SAS solutions we provide. Okay. And actually, because of the RCEP, APEC, and ASEAN, the cross-border product compliance mechanism has actually opened up to us. Under phase one will be the MRA for all the test labs, right?
Yep.
Okay. So under the phase two, which is ongoing, which is why I'm here, because individual accredited certifying body or the in terms of also the solutions provision, we like to work with the Southeast Asia in terms of the local authorities or the certifying bodies, okay, to look into two main things, because we are familiar and we have the experience to roll out e-conformity SAS, as well as for certain product scope NACE, we actually do on the radio communication, the EMC, as well as electrical safety under ITE lah, information communication equipments. So those are the things where if you look into agri or automotive, or this is become more and more prevalent. Okay. So our main focus here will be looking at the solutions conformity assessment, the product type approval. If there's opportunity to look into certification, definitely we would like to, for like Thailand, we will also look into the ACB lah, under your accreditation. Okay, we also provide product traceability, the e-labeling, because in some of those countries already start doing self-labeling. We actually grab the information from all the serial number, we put into a database, and we churn out a pairing of batch of shipment of what do you call that, for certified equipment to trace it. Okay, those serial number. And of course, we have project management where it's talking about market surveillance and enforcement work, right? So in terms of business development, this year we actually focus on like Thailand, Vietnam, because we have been like to Indonesia, Philippines, Myanmar, and Cambodia. So, and also we are a member of Malaysian Technical Standards Forum, Malaysian Trade, and Malaysian Digital Economic Council. So we provide trainings as well as briefings to agencies as well as the industry, such as like Shopee, Malaysian Trade Chamber of Commerce, the Indonesia SME and cooperatives, as well as Cambodia Federation and Association of SME and cooperatives. So all this we provide in terms of the training and briefing on solutions and see how we can make sure this cross-border trade moves faster. And of course, if possible, to roll out the systems. Okay, if we look at it, the opportunities abound for us. For example, from the e-assessment, the certification work, the e-permit, the customs data synchronization, product tracking, the e-labeling, database management, as well as trainings. So under here, we actually provide the end-to-end solution. But of course, to scope down, we believe that our main strong, it will be telecommunication, electrical safety, and medical devices. So actually, we are partnering with these like Europeans to give us some insights into like food and agriculture, the probably on the consumer goods, the garments, all this, where they are quite familiar with the certification scheme because they do a lot on the testing. Then we will actually come in to provide the e-conformity solutions. Okay. So our competitive advantage is actually to e-government. We actually do a zero cost rollout. That means we roll out beta based on the whole scheme, certification scheme, which the authority or the agencies pass over to us. Then we do a revenue, sharing from there. So it's actually a zero cost rollout. And we are confident because most of the time when we roll out this kind of solutions, it actually increases the number of applications, the uptake of the product registration. Okay. And this is scalable. So just a glimpse on, just a brief on like what we do like for medical devices and wireless communication products. Okay, this is under the 17065. We are focused on like 3G, 4G, your Wi-Fi, your short-range devices. And we can see that more and more especially the agriculture industry, the robotics, all this, they are adopting all this IoT stuff. So that's where we actually can share our expertise on. Okay, and for medical devices, we are providing the auditors to do like the audit work for the good distribution practices, GDPMD, as well as a product technical registration, be it your PPE, your medical mask, or your respiratory, your oximeter, all those. Okay, so this will be the range. So the potential is huge. It's not just on the e-conformity, also that we will get certain clients without the lab testing. We actually push them to our so-called partners. But of course, the impartiality and non-conflict interest is there. We actually just refer them to their test labs, which are approved under 17025. Okay. So our main thing in terms of the solution is to do optimization for the e-government, especially in the process tracking, the back end officers doing the accreditation or assessment work. Okay, so this is like pre-market. When I say pre-market, the product haven't go into the market. We actually provide the under E2, the government officers with this kind of system where the applicant, for example, under our telecommunication, people like Huawei, your ZTE, your Samsung, Apple, they will actually submit in the online form. This is a live online form. And you can see that we log in every assessment. That means the evaluator, the reviewer, because we have number of audit or inspector, right? So all these different level, we have the different assessment level fields for them to fill up. And if there are any changes they make to the system or the what kind of information by the client, there will be a trigger built in. Okay, these are the requirements by the government side. Then on like medical, the distribution system, the QMS, quality management system, the checklist, actually we built a system for them, as well as for product registration, the technical, the IVD or those. All right, so this is how it looks like in terms of we even automate the whole invoicing and quotation. So no need to go to the finance department because this information already built into the system. Automatically, they can actually see the quotation or invoice and they can click on to do online payment. So for like Malaysia and Myanmar, Cambodia, all this, we work with the local payment gateways. So the invoice there, you can automatically just click and do the payment. And also we have the e-certificate where the public as well as the applicant themselves can see different information. Okay. So in the market placement, under the product traceability, we have rolled out the system where over 100 millions of product, your mobile phone, all this, we actually do the self-labeling. The factories like Samsung, all this, they'll give us a shipment, a pallet of like 2,000-3,000 serial number for individual in it. They will generate what do you call that, traceable code for them. They can only use this code for this batch of production. So that is actually the tie-up is very secure. Okay, and these are all the brands which I've been using. Okay, so for actually the agriculture, why we speak about the agriculture? Because we, in Malaysia, we understand that they try to do the mind gap using a digital system. That's where we actually doing some trials there. Okay, I'll show you more on the agriculture one for Thailand one we have put up. And we also have automotive with the Japan data information coming in. So we do all this synchronization work, okay, including manufacturing. Okay, and in progress, these are more site inspection orders to do in progress and variation orders. All right. And the last mile of it will be the data marketing, because government agencies, they receive a lot of data. So they want us to put it into a nice visualization. That's where the Japan side, they are very much into it, the market intelligence, the business intelligence. So we hope to bring to SEA as well, Southeast Asia. Okay, so that's as much as it. Next, we'll, this is more relevant. So on our side, we do a quick one where we will like propose that there will be a system on the Agri Gap. I wonder maybe you can let us know what kind of system you have, whether we can have in tandem or we can actually do a collaboration here. So we can look into farm feed, fertilizer, pesticide, or business growth management. Okay, when you log in, these are the potential. It can be for crop farming, fisheries, husbandry, or packaging itself. So what do we mean by that? So we provide a system. This is even the mobile for the, because now the farmers, we do note that in developing countries, they are not so much into laptops and computers. So what we make ours is very versatile. It can be on a mobile phone or on the laptop. It's the same thing. They can see the same thing. It's called web app. So the farmers themselves can do the self-training. They have certain tools to help them with the video, because we do a lot e-learning, like our 5G, 4G, all these technical standards is so, every day is changing. So all this information we actually put online, and they all they need to do is do a self-help. They go to the knowledge base in the platform, they just click and see the link, the latest link, and they get the training how to use certain things, maybe your pesticide, fogging machine, all those are things. Because I myself actually ex-agriculture for my bachelor, okay, in university, UPM. All right. So how to manage their farm better in terms of the standards, to increase the product standards and export, and also to promote them into to customers. Okay, so what we can do is, in the sense of the conformity, the solutions will be the farm audit. You can, at the farm, you can take photos of this to do your inspection work, the storage audit, as well as the product standards. So it will be an easy mobile checklist. I hope I get the translation right. Okay, so I hope so. Then also to provide the agency with approval, the e-certificate. Because the difference is sometimes a lot of this industry, they do their own internal audits. They don't have the system. So for example, like medical devices one, we are working with the health, what type medical device authority in Malaysia to provide the solutions, not just for the authority, it's also for the production manufacturers or this to have their own QC, quality control systems using digital means. Okay. Then the last two will be for the market placement, will be the product tracking, the e-labeling. Right now, I do know that a lot of times the organic labeling or this, sometimes the number there, how to check back, probably we can do a picture barcode for them, QR code for them as well. All this can be tracked back one. Okay. And also for the market enforcement, to go out and take photos, all those are things to report. Even the consumers can do it. We can actually build the system for consumers to take photos to do reporting. Right. So I wonder whether the system side, you all have like a comprehensive where the customers or the businesses can actually report in. But this is a sample of how we put in. If you can see that the record of fumigation, then you can actually do some reporting over that quantities. Then all this, you can go under approval. Okay, we can put in your inspection date because sometimes you want to order your inspection date for the site, the farm site. We can do the inspection date. Then at the farm, we can take photos and do reporting. Then we also can put in the corrective and preventive action. And there will be a process tracking. So the industry or the farmers will actually do any corrective action on the packaging, okay, or the current method on the fertilizing, then they actually do the report on the mobile phone. Okay. And on your side, the agency on the back end, you can do under the inspector assessment, you can actually break into different level of approval or inspection checking for the audit and reports from, like, for example, Eurofins or these test reports. The applicant, the industry, they can actually click and upload this certificate as a proof for you to check as well. So that's how versatile the system is. Right? And under here, the inspector assessment, you can actually click assign, you escalate to different people in the department. Then the progress update, we actually in the system, we on our side, we actually allow the client to see what status is it now. So they can track their application process, whether it's under certain verification or some corrective action need to be done. So this is how it looks like. And just now we mentioned about product tracking. We can actually take all this information, especially the serial number, all this information will go into the secured database. Then you can see like sender information here for public. So the public can access and see certain information. But for their manufacturer or the producers themselves, they can access and see their private information about pricing, what number of quantity, batch, all those. Then for assessors, the people doing the assessment work, they can see the assessment as well as the approval for the e-certificate. Okay, all this will be secure. So out there in the market, under the post-market or during the shipment at the fulfillment center, this can be scanned. They can access through the secured data to see what are the different information. For example, we do know that for telecommunication products, I was at MBTC, they were saying that the customs control, they always want to check. So sometimes how do they check back? We can actually push the data to them. Or the customs actually can, from overseas as well, they can actually access with a special login to see the data. So no need to do query every time. Then we have to do a lot of information sending to and fro. It's all controlled by systems. So even for overseas. Then under the website, the consumer can access public info, and for the producers and manufacturers, they can actually access public info plus their private info. That's what we are proposing. We are capable of doing. So with that, actually, we are also into the telecommunication, the radio communication, all those. So we also hope to that, say, if possible, see how we can collaborate on that, especially on Vita side. He's also coming from Japan. They have a lot of this kind of data management as well as the IoT systems. So he's trying to see what we can do for Thailand. What are the needs or the market needs? What do you all need? So these are things we'll be looking at. And of course, myself also have a Facebook about 2.5 million followers. I'm working with, for example, Malaysian Thai Chamber of Commerce to promote their talks. This tomorrow morning will be the Thai Investment Board, the Eastern Corridor Investment. So we will be sharing and putting up the investment talk for the Thai investment. So for your produce, your farmers or whatever, we would love to, for free, to provide any of this support to help them to sell, especially to overseas. This is the much we can do for social media side. That's on our side. So actually, that's the end of our presentation.
Thank you. I think that we got the very useful and very comprehensive. But I think that we also have some projects that try to establish the database system, but it's going to be involved with the other departments.
Yep.
I'm not sure that we can discuss later in the detail and try to sort it out how we're gonna cooperate under this project. I'm gonna report this one to my top management and see how they're gonna decide on this one.
Okay. Yep. Because now when the cross-border trade expands, we not just on the local side, we also can help to synchronize with different parts. Even like Japan, like for example, the automotive project is the Japan side. They actually push the data to our Ministry of International Trade for the car controls, because a lot of abuses on the car mileage. Was the second-hand car coming in, you need to have special permit, but they actually tweaking the cars. Actually, new one, they go and put on the mileage extra. After they no need to pay the car tax already. When in the market, they're going to tune back the thing. So now we're trying to build with the Ministry of Transport in Japan.
Yes, thanks. Because I need to check with my colleague whether that how the risk because I don't know how they set up the system because if we're talking about try to integrate or try to work collaborate the system together, it needs to be discussed in detail in terms of the technical.
Yeah.
How we're gonna which the language that they use in the database system and how we're gonna work it together, how they compatible.
Yeah. So we are familiar with like people even using 20 different types. When we first started on the customs project, there's 20 different types of variation of languages coming in. We actually help them to archive and do certain translation. Okay. So that one is our capability, we are able to do it. Okay.
Yep.
So moving forward, there will be two things. One will be seeing how we can look into the solutions. And secondly, if let's say you will be supporting, if let's say we are getting from like different trade, like from Malaysia want to sell to Thailand or Thailand want to sell to Malaysia, we can actually help each other on that, right? Especially on the clearance, the permit, all those.
I need to talk. Yeah, that's why that I need to talk with the how the policy level they're gonna discuss on this one. But I see that how it's gonna be work if we can facilitate the trade. If we accept and we use to try to transform the paper base to the database and try to just see on how the data can link. But it's gonna be, I'm not sure because they're gonna be approved by the competent authorities. Mean that gonna be they're gonna be agreed by the government to government, right?
Yeah. So that's where we also will try to come in, because I do note that Thailand is very advanced on the organic side. You have a lot of multiple CBs. So we're trying to get this their services also to Malaysia side to do the certification for all these organic products. Well, Malaysia organic side is not so, it's more of self pushed by the industry. So we hope to get certain like services. That's where knowledge economy is about, where we actually can pass certain tests to the labs in Thailand, like Europeans as well as your government lab. We're trying to work with some lab. Then at the same time, also certain certification work, it can be done in Malaysia or Thailand. Of course, right now for the agri, the organic one, you have more variety lah, because I see that your list is quite a lot of CDs there lah. Okay.
Yeah, but for the organic one that I heard, as I recall, I think they had some project that they use the blockchain system, they try to set up the system in, and I think they have the one pilot project.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
That is one potential also lah. But depending how, because blockchain sometimes they come with the cost and the processing.
Gonna be,
so for agri, sometimes no, I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
But that project gonna be run by other ministry. Gonna be the ministry, the commerce.
Okay.
One.
The commerce. Okay. So So actually, anything else maybe you all would like to bring to us?
I'm not sure. Let my colleague just. Do you have any question, Ms. Titima or Mr. Tawan?
I think your system is very useful, and I'm not sure some organize in Thailand set up application for checklist for farmer. Yes, and they have a problem for some farmer. Can you can use the application, and for difficult for them. About some application that which try to the farmer try to use the application which the organizers up them for them. Yes.
Okay. Actually, I'll be here until 1st of October, and I just did my PCR test. Okay, because I know that going to agencies, a lot of them ask, have you done your test? Even though I do my ASQ, so I purposely go and take one this morning, so that if any cases the comes out is negative, that means I'm clean. So that if you all want like us to showcase, I can go over and showcase the systems or this. Because we also like to get some understanding from you all, what are the forms look like, all those, because that's how we work with the government authority. They give us the whole schematics, how the flow goes in their assessment, then what are the forms needed, they'll ask us to generate for them. All this will be we do under our beta is FOC1, because we like to have the understanding also. So just now if you mentioned the app, if it's difficult, maybe we'll give some our feedback like how to make it faster, and maybe we can do a beta version to try out. That's how we do over in Malaysia. Normally we'll spend like 3-4 months to do it, then they'll try it out. If they like it, then only we do the what they call that, the commercial rollout. And we have some management for past data. That's how we do the archiving, how we do the load balancing. Okay, so I'm here, so if you all need me to come and drop by, I'll let you know. Let me know the time.
Okay. And in case that we set up the system, that who gonna be the owner of the database system, who manage that one?
Okay, under the framework, even like Singapore, those are things, especially Indonesia, they actually want to have another set of the data. The data rights will actually belongs to the agency, because you all will want. We are actually doing the application. We help you to do visualization of this. But under 17065, we have to be compliant to all the confidentiality, all this information. We have to sign all those, because if not, I also lose my ISO thing, right? For my telecommunication. And in fact, like telecommunication, we go deeper than that. We are actually checking for the systems for mobile phone like Huawei, all this under the internet security, under IPv6, the latest one. In fact, Malaysia is the only one in Southeast Asia insisting on the IPv6 for the security. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other question from my side, my colleague?
Anything with that you want to say?
Yeah. So of
Yeah,
course,
please.
like Wei Feng mentioned, we can do the full-fledged of everything, and with the approval, everything. There's no problem. But if like those the farmers, they are facing some issues, even like small informations which you need to capture, we can also do it like a simple one under the progressive web app. So they do not have to download a new applications, new app or whatever. So this will save a lot of, from our experience, this will save a lot of time and will actually help. And our aim and target is actually to plug in the data from the farmers back to your database. So this is, we have so much experience on this, so that's no issue.
Check.
Anything from Eurofin side? There's some discussion there. Jake.
Hi, Wei Feng. I'm good. I think right now should be a good connect for your company and our key government agency to foresee what we can do cooperative for the future. And Eurofin we also can become the key connector for you and our Thai government.
So, Mr. Apisit, because why we involve Eurofins, not just because of testing or those are things, also because of the quarantine, the COVID situation. So now every time we have to travel, I have to get approval from my government or those are things. I have to get another COE approval from Thailand government or those. So we need a local partner to run for us. Okay, but system side, all these are things we have no issues in the rollout lah. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So anything from ACFS?
I think no, and we need to get back to my Secretary General and try to report them, and then try to see what at the policy level they try what they decide to do. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's gonna be involved with the other departments. Yeah.
Okay.